Hello, I wanted to share a special video for you for Brain Awareness Week. So our brain is amazing. And interestingly, since my son got diagnosed with epilepsy, I have been fascinated with trying to understand how the brain works. And I've learned so much. I've been looking into neuroscience and then psychology, and I'm just going to share a few bits with you. So Brain Awareness Week raises awareness of different brain conditions and things like that, as well as the ways in which our brain works. Now, for my son, he has temporal lobe epilepsy, and the temporal lobe is where the limbic system, the center for emotions, is housed in the brain. So the way that his seizures and his epilepsy affects him often showcases in change of mood and different things like that, which is why at the beginning, when he had his first few seizures, he was very, very angry, and his emotions were all over the place. And it's no surprise, because actually in that part of the brain, that is where connections are misfiring, and the electrical currents are not acting in the way that they should. So therefore, when I created the pads and the different things to try and express his emotions, it was time to also investigate and look at the brain. And one thing, when I was investigating and looking at the brain, thinking about trying to engage both sides of the brain. The right side emotional response is often what comes when, in times of stress, in times of anger, sadness, when something goes wrong, that's the part of the brain that is the reaction to. When we try and work through the different things, we want to bring the left side logic across and link that to the right side emotion. And one powerful way to do that is through storytelling. So if someone has fallen over, for example, then we need to acknowledge the emotion that, that must have hurt. But then also storytell, think about, you fell over, didn't you? That must have hurt. And then think about, but then what happened? Did mummy pick you up? And then she gave you a cuddle, and then how did you feel? So it's retelling that story helps that left side logic come across to the right side brain, right side emotional side of the brain. And we can do that all the time when, as adults, when we come across stressful things, when we are in that state of overwhelm, we need to actively think about actually what are the emotions I'm feeling, but what can I bring across and logically discuss and think about. And that's why sometimes if you've had a bad day, you come home and you want to, just go to your spouse or your friend or something like that. We love good chat, and storytelling is so helpful to integrate the left and the right side of the brain. So that is something that is really, really interesting. And also I looked into something called neuroplasticity and thinking about how we can reframe our thoughts. And that is something you'll see on this YouTube channel or on Facebook that I talk about quite a bit. And it's amazing that actually, our neural pathways, we can kind of train and retrain our default thoughts, the thoughts that we have that are common, especially potentially from childhood, and we can make that impact because our thoughts affect our feelings, which affect our actions, and then affects the results, of the, what we do in the day and how we feel and all of those things. So actually, to know how to think about reframing your thoughts and thinking with your brain and thinking of how you can mold your brain is really, really important. And actually that's something we can do with children from a young age. We can help them build their mindset and resilience, and just even simple things like, I can't do this yet, that is reframing that thought. And that's thinking, actually, yeah, it might be tricky. I might not be able to do it now, but actually I can, and I will do it, just can't do it yet. And that gives a much more positive spin on things. So yeah, in this Brain Awareness Week, think about, how amazing our brain is, and also think about actually the people that are affected, and the impact of different brain conditions that they have on everyday life. Speaking just, from experience of my son's epilepsy, the impact of, the different electrical currents in the brain, and the seizures and things like that. They affect both physical and mental things. And also they have cognitive, consequences as well. So this week, chat to someone. If you know someone who has, a condition linked to the brain, ask them about it, chat to them about it. Let's break any stigmas that there are, and let's, find out, let's educate ourselves, and let's learn more about our amazing brain. And actually, my brother is doing an amazing challenge to raise money for Epilepsy Research UK, and that is 4 half marathons in 4 days. And this is vital. Research, especially into brain conditions, is so underfunded, and actually charities like Epilepsy Research UK are doing such amazing work. Researching into the brain is massive and so intricate and so amazing. And so they need the funding, they need the money to be able to find a cure for epilepsy, because there is no cure, and also to provide more effective treatments as well. So I'll put the link in the comments, and if you feel led to, then please do donate to Epilepsy Research UK. And yeah, and try out the storytelling, simple thing for yourself, for your children, and let's help work our brains to to see what we can do with that.